if medical complications arose. But when the fetus was diagnosed with a serious heart condition, West flew to anti-abortion Texas and gave birth. So it's a fight between McKenna West and the baby's biological parents. Under the contract McKenna West signed, the California couple paying her would have the option to terminate the pregnancy if medical complications arose. Under the contract McKenna West signed, the California couple paying her would have the option.
Redrawn 25th district, which includes some of the most affluent neighborhoods with a large Jewish population.
Fox's Dana Marie McNichol. Meta is on trial, accused of making social media platforms addictive. Kentucky Attorney General Russell Coleman, who's one of the 4 state AGs leading the case after 29 states sued, tells Fox they are
seeking to hold this company responsible. When I say Meta, we're talking Facebook and Instagram, responsible for damaging the mental health of a generation of our kids, holding them responsible for monetizing technology that was simply unsafe.
Opening statements are today in the trial in Oakland, California. Meta calls the claims unsubstantiated. America's listening to Fox News.
I'm not one to say I told you so, but I switched to Pure Talk over a year ago, and ever since, I've been telling people there's no better wireless company out there. Well, a few months ago, a massive survey was conducted. 123,000 people were asked to rate their wireless carrier in 4 categories: coverage, support, data, and overall value. Well, the results are in. Guess which wireless company was the only wireless company to get 5 stars in every category? Yeah, Pure Talk. 5 stars, every category. To celebrate, Pure Talk is offering the first 3 months of any plan for just $15 a month, including their top-tier unlimited plan. No contract, no commitment, just a very inexpensive way to test drive the only American wireless company with 5 stars in every category. Just dial pound 250, say micro, and Pure Talk's U.S. customer service will take it from there. Again, pound 250 micro. And yes, I told you so.
There is selling on Wall Street a third day in a row. The Nasdaq's hit the hardest, dropping 296 points. The Dow's only down 38. The S&P 500 losing 35 points. Oil prices are up 1%. WTI back over $85 a barrel after another ship was attacked today in the Strait of Hormuz. Iran keeps insisting the waterway is closed. President Trump says it's open and the U.S. controls it. Gasoline up a fraction, but AAA's national average for regular remains $4.06 per gallon. That is a nickel higher than a week ago. Now an update on U.S.-Canada trade tension.
If they can't reach an agreement by tomorrow, the U.S. will impose 50% tariffs on a range of Canadian goods: wine, dairy products, cement and hockey equipment among the products in line to be taxed. President Trump enacting a law which allows tariffs against countries deemed to have discriminated against American goods. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney says negotiations are intense and delicate. He expects to speak to President Trump before the deadline. Canadian businesses fear the measures could lead to job losses in already struggling industries. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
2 months before the NBA season, there is a focus on a different court.
Los Angeles Lakers Governor Jeannie Buss is reportedly contesting her siblings' vote to sell the family's remaining 17.8% share of the team to Bob Iger and Josh Kushner. Buss argues her siblings can't legally execute a sale without her approval. Her lawyers have filed paperwork to stop the sale with the Superior Court of Los Angeles. Iger and Kushner have a deal to buy Mark Walters' majority share of the Lakers at a valuation of $12.5 billion. Any sale needs to be approved by the NBA's Board of Governors. Frank Lanza, Fox News.
If that deal does go through, it would be the highest price ever paid for a sports franchise. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and newnordicusa.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Your 710 KURV AccuWeather forecast. Mostly sunny, breezy this afternoon. Highs from 100 to 105 with south-southeast winds at 10 to 20 miles an hour. Breezy at times this evening, otherwise clear and warm with the low only down near 80. Southeast winds still at 8 to 16 miles an hour. Partly sunny, breezy Wednesday. Highs in the upper 90s to 105. Mostly sunny Thursday, becoming windier. Highs from the upper 90s to just over 105. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina on the Valley's official weather station. 710 KURV.
If you've been in a car accident, then you better get ready for a fight. You need a force for justice. The J. Gonzalez Law Firm. No other law firm in the Valley has more offices, more resources, and reaches more people every day for over 20 years, fighting for the people of the Valley. 1-800-CAR-CRUSH. The J. Gonzalez Law Firm. A force for justice.
The 710 KURV People Poll is brought to you by Total Imaging Solutions. Visit them to claim your free color photocopier.
Sign Depot, Sign Depot, Sign Depot.
That is so annoying. Promise me you'll stop.
I'm promising the best prices in town at the Sign Depot USA. That's what I'm promising you. Yard signs under $3.
Yeah?
4x8 banners for $99.
No way.
4x8 campaign signs for under $18.
Nice.
Logos, wall murals, truck lettering, booster clubs, government signs, yada, yada, yada.
And you promise to never make another annoying commercial?
I never said that. Give us a call at 687-SIGN. That's 687-7446. Or visit us at SignDepotUSA.com.
Broadcasting from the Valley's commercial and fleet headquarters studio at PayneAutoGroup.com. You're listening to News Talk 710 KURV. From the Radio United Broadcast Center, this is the Sergio Show. Talking about the news headlines and topics that affect you. And now, the Sergio Show with Sergio Sanchez.
Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the program, the Sergio Show on News Talk 710 KURV. And as often as we can, we'll also place it at the 710 KURV YouTube, Facebook, and Facebook Live. Show producer Fred Cruz. He's number one GI when it comes to radio producers in Texas. Doesn't get any better than Freddie. And come at me if you guys that maybe catch the YouTube broadcast later on. Come at me. I mean, show me. Show me what your producer does compared to what producer Freddie does. He does 50 times more of the work than you do. Freddie does more between 4 and 5 a.m. than pretty much all radio producers combined in Texas do the rest of the day. I got some audio for you from the race for Texas Senate. Let me see here. I queued this one up. Yeah, here it is. Got some audio for you, Freddie, on this one. Make sure the channel is correct, and I want to make sure that this is properly queued. No surprise here. The rhinos, Republicans in name only. You got some that are a few blips on the radar. I think it was in the North Texas areas. I think some guy from Fort Worth, former chairman for the GOP. Some other idiot out there. There's a few blips here and there of so-called Republicans or Republican leaders that are now supporting James Tallarico. Tell you what, if you guys support any so-called Republican, any self-described conservative or Republican supports James Tallarico because you hate Ken Paxton. He's a criminal. Let's see. He was unfaithful to his wife. Well, if I remember correctly, there were plenty of attacks on Donald Trump as well. He does have 3 separate marriages. And yes, on a paperwork mistake, he was prosecuted for felony penalties up in the New York area because, well, they can, and they did. And now, he's a felon. And there's this other fantasy out there. He's a pedophile. He's a pedo. I don't argue with that idiocy. I just don't argue with folks online. And as proof of that, I took a picture with Ken Paxton when he was in McAllen. I posted it. Ooh, there is no other picture, no other post that I've ever put on the Facebook page. I think I just put it on Facebook that generated more reaction, and the overwhelming reaction was nothing but hate. And yes, the pedo accusations of Republicans being pedophiles, and that Ken Paxton is a criminal. Ken Paxton has been one of the most successful attorney generals in the state of Texas for the values that I represent and I uphold and I voted for. Border security, protection of my Christian religious rights, making sure that consumers are protected against abuse by various industry. Could be on the pharma side, could be on the electronic side as well. Ken Paxton has done a very good job as the Attorney General of Texas. Voter rights, voter integrity, all those cases he's taken up. But none of that is heard because we got way too many people that are distracted by propaganda, leftist propaganda. And it's done a good job because the easily influenced, the low information crowd of folks that, and even on the so-called conservative side who do not have a spine, do not understand. They didn't understand the Tea Party movement. They do not understand the conservative. They do not understand the MAGA movement. They do not understand the America First mindset. They do not understand secure borders. They do not understand that it's male and female and that the male should not be playing in the female sport or the male should not be inside the female restroom. All that common sense is gone. We have a culture of confusion today. It's really scary, really scary. So it's of no surprise that every now and then I see on social media that rhinos are now helping James Tallarico. So John Cornyn's, an aide to John Cornyn, Jacob Smith, joined the Tallarico campaign. No surprise there. Reaction from Ken Paxton. This is a conversation he had with one of the anchors over at Newsmax.
Without question.
It was Newsmax, by the way, where we did this.
Want to just talk about your Senate campaign here. This is going to be one of the hottest races this fall is Texas, which Democrats keep telling us is going to be a blue state one of these days. Got a new report this evening that Tallarico's campaign has hired a new deputy policy director, and he was a guy that worked for John Cornyn, your primary opponent, for 5 years as a policy advisor. That has got to be one of the stranger. The guy going from Cornyn to Tallarico is about as strange as it gets. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I just heard that today. I was kind of shocked, but I guess if you get offered enough money, you make the move.
Sell your soul?
If you don't care about the country and the state going socialist Democrat, which is exactly what James Tallarico is. He fits into the mold of everybody you just talked about earlier.
Speaking of Telosico Tallarico, James Tallarico, Telosico, look at this. Listen to this liar. Listen to this liar. He's interviewing with, I guess it's a black pastor, some black host. Oh, Lord Jesus, please save us from this idiot. You guys need to show up and vote. You guys who are conservative, you guys who are independent and love this country, you guys who have common sense, you guys who are not sold out to the D, no matter who it is that represents that D. This guy is bat poop crazy. He is 180 degrees counter to all values of the state of Texas, all conservative values. This guy, he is an agent of confusion, and I would define that as an agent of Satan himself. Tallarico says that passing the SAVE Act, the Save America Act up in Washington, D.C., what is the purpose of that Save America Act? To make sure that it's one citizen, one vote. Make sure that we do prove, and that one citizen proves that he indeed is a citizen before he votes in any election, especially federal elections. Save America, we need to make sure that it's citizens who are voting. Texas, with this unnecessary trial a few days back, Texas at appeals court, Texas, I'll give you an example, can require that an individual that uses a mail-in ballot put on that ballot his, her, and it's only two, by the way, his, her, driver's license number or the last four digits of his or her social security number. That is the proof. That is how that voter is registered in Texas. Make sure that it is a live person, an individual who is a citizen that is voting in elections. This Tallarico Telosico, this guy is a liar. And listen to this big whopper of a lie as he's interviewing with some black host, just sucking up, trying to win, some identity politics points with this guy. Save America Act. Tallarico says will prevent blacks from voting in our country. What a my goodness, Lord save us from this guy.
We as human beings have the right to shape our own destinies, and we do that through the vote. And so many brave Americans, so many brave Black Americans have fought and died for that right. And so for politicians in Austin or in Washington, as they're now doing with this SAVE Act, they are trying to rob our neighbors.
Did you hear that? Trying to rob our neighbors. The Save America Act that simply calls for an individual, that we make sure that a voter is a citizen. We need to prove that. That is going to take blacks' rights to vote.
They are trying to rob our neighbors, particularly our Black neighbors, of those God-given rights. So I have a track record of using every tool in my toolbox to protect voting rights.
Every tool in your toolbox is a lie. Did you hear that, Fred? Did you hear that? Republicans are trying to make sure that blacks don't get to vote by making sure they're citizens. My goodness. And that's just, I am looking forward, and I do hope that Ken Paxton and his people are lining up nothing but the best hits of James Telosico Tellerico, back to back audio of all the crazy stuff. Counter Texas, counter America, America hating, 180-degree polar opposite of Texas values quotes that he's known for. That's all it takes. That's all. Just play Telosico Tellerico, play the crazy that he is, and let people on internet channels or on radio or wherever it is, whatever social media channel they're opening up, they get to see in his own words, with his own face, his own mouth, professing the craziness that is James Tellerico. Oh, Lord help us. Because the polling data right now is just way too close for comfort. Yes, polling data doesn't mean anything. The real data is the election day, but part of the problem is that polling data suppresses the vote, discourages the vote, not suppresses, discourages certain individuals from showing up to, he's going to win anyway. Why bother? All right, before we go pay some bills, I was looking at this story on, was McKenna West is her name, right? This woman who had a contract, and we're learning more and more information on Miss West and her contract that were signed with, I believe it, since there's the biological parents, what would be like the sperm donor and egg donor. She was just the carrier of the baby. She signed a contract with the biological parents, and in the contract it said that they, the bio parents, could decide to kill the baby. If there's something wrong with the baby, if the baby is sick, there's some sort of problem with the baby, they are the ones who could decide to kill the baby. So for whatever dollar amount that this McKenna West lady took, she signed over the rights to her pregnancy, to the baby's life, by saying, she broke that contract, by the way. This is a very disturbing case of human life being sold. And now the Texas judge over this case is going to have to make the decision over the baby. The baby's here. The baby's born. As reporter Jim Ryan, who I hear every now and then, from ABC, is now part of the pool that gets sent to me from Dallas. I found it funny. He said, McKenna West ran to anti-abortion Texas. No, Jim, that would be pro-life Texas. But we get the point. McKenna West, the woman who was carrying the baby, the surrogate, ran to Texas because she had a better chance of giving birth to the baby, despite the baby having some sort of heart condition that now needs to be addressed. And it is the judge that is now being asked to decide who's going to make the decision for the baby that is born. Either the birth mom, she carried the baby, or is it the bio parents? I think if you want to apply contract law to human life, wow, what a fascinating case. What if the bio parents say no, don't give the baby medical attention because they are the ones who receive the right over the life of that baby and the death of that baby? They're the ones who can say, no, we're going to take custody of this child to go back to California, baby killing California. Watch this case, because this is contract law. The way I see it is contract law and the power it may have over the life of an individual. In this case, a little dude that has heart problems.
My God, that's real scary. Time is 9:21. The Sergio Show on News Talk 710 KURV. This hour, the program is a service of Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing.
Later tonight, your Houston Astros host the LA Angels. First pitch at 7:10. Powered by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women and News Talk 710 KURV.
Hi, this is Congresswoman Monica De La Cruz. Are you having difficulty getting answers from federal agencies? My office is here to help. Call us at 956-800-6069 to share your issue, and we will be in touch. Team De La Cruz is here to serve you. God bless. Paid for with official funds from the office of Congresswoman De La Cruz.
If expanding your footprint is on the agenda this year, consider the strategic advantages of Harlingen, Texas, your gateway to the entire Rio Grande Valley. The Harlingen Economic Development Corporation is ready to support your launch, relocation, or expansion with tailored resources designed to move your business forward. Located in the heart of the valley, Harlingen offers a powerful vantage point for reaching customers and markets across the region. As a designated hub city, it delivers all four modes of transportation: road, rail, air, and water, giving companies unmatched logistical flexibility and quick, low-congestion access into Mexico through the Los Indios International Bridge, providing a clear edge for manufacturing and distribution. From renewable energy and aerospace to logistics, healthcare, advanced manufacturing, back office operations, and retail, opportunity is built into the foundation of Harlingen. Explore what's possible at harlingenedc.com. That's harlingenedc.com.
The UT RGV Vaqueros are back at home on Ultra 90.1, where you hear play-by-play. Congratulations, Vaqueros.
When the work is demanding, you need equipment you can count on and a partner who stands behind it. That's why contractors across Texas and Oklahoma turn to ASCO and Case Construction. From compact track loaders and excavators to a full lineup of light and heavy equipment, ASCO delivers the machines, parts, service, and support to help keep your operation moving. Visit your local ASCO today or go to ASCOEQ.com to explore the full Case Construction lineup. ASCO and Case Construction, built to work, built to last.
Digging without contacting Texas 811 first could cost more than you think. Texas 811 is a free service that helps you avoid damaging underground utilities like electric or gas lines. Every year, accidents happen because someone didn't take a moment to contact 811. Whether installing a fence or working on a construction site, contacting Texas 811 is the law. It's quick, free, and keeps you safe. Visit texas811.org today for more information. Safe digging starts with one simple step. Make it today.
Be sure to tune in Friday mornings during the 8 a.m. hour for The Most History Minute, where we bring the stories and history of South Texas to life. Brought to you by the Museum of South Texas History. Visit the museum at 200 North Klosner Boulevard in Edinburgh and discover the stories that shaped our region.
The Sergio Show with Sergio Sanchez. Weekday mornings at 9 on News Talk 710 KURV, KURV.com, and live on Facebook.
Time is 9:24. The Sergio Show on News Talk 710 KURV. Also, producer Freddie is putting this broadcast. We'll do this as often as we can on Facebook Live, X Live, that's Twitter, and YouTube Live. You managed to get all three, right, Freddie? All that. So join us on the morning news, especially 7 o'clock hour. We have the main conversation of the morning. And like today was the public utility, one of the public utility commission chiefs who was in town late last week talking with local architects and contractors and engineers, part of the I-Link Up conversation. Yeah, we need a lot of power in Texas, and we addressed that. That conversation coming up at 10:45. Got a replay of that coming up at 10:45. Pretty much all these conversations, the main conversations, lots of the conversations I have on my talk show. Zach on the drive home, 4 to 6 p.m. Zach Cantu, Mijo, he does conversations. And he puts those on video as well. So it's all on YouTube. It's on Facebook. It's on X as well. One of the conversations coming up later this week, I believe it's tomorrow, had an interview with Jill Dominguez. She's a superintendent for schools at Idea Public Schools. One of the changes in Texas law is financial literacy. Our children must, I don't know by how much, because it will be, she told me it's going to be implemented through math classes. So I don't know how heavy they will get into the issue of saving some money for the future, making sure you make proper investments, long-term investments, stick to it, save money for the future. Don't depend. This is my branch. Don't depend on Social Security to be there. It might not even be there for me or for Freddie in about 10 years or so, or at least the way it is right now, it might not be there. That's not the retirement plan. That was supposed to be the safety net. You gotta save. Now, personally speaking, I hope I stay healthy. If I have my dad's mindset, and my dad-in-law as well. My dad-in-law, he's still going. He's 75. He's still doing the church. He's got his church thing in West Texas. Keeps him active. Keeps the noggin moving. Keeps him thinking and reading and researching and preaching and visiting people and feeling the warmth of other folks and who are participating in the church. That's good. He's far away from me. I miss him tremendously. He's hilarious. He really is very funny. He's a Regiomontano, Northern Mexico, Monterrey man, in the true sense. And and he's a good looking dude. I'm really lucky that Delia, my wife, looks like Papa. She's a daddy's girl with the green eyes and the whole thing. Happy birthday to my wife. She's out there working somewhere. I don't know what she's doing right now. She's got some back to school UTRGV activity. And she's one of the professors out there. Anyway, happy birthday to my wife. And she's a daddy's girl. But my dad, he's still working. And that's his mindset. He's going to work until the Lord calls him home. Because after all, what he does is church, his work, ministry. The Lord says it's time to quit. You're done. Then you're done. And I like that mindset. I agree. My dad had that same mindset. The problem is he got sick. He couldn't move half of his body. He was so frustrated. I felt so bad for my dad in the final years of his life. I like that mindset. Keep working, but on my terms. I want to save up enough money where I can take up, I love HE Butt. I'm serious. I would love to either teach a little bit, like be like a substitute teacher, especially for the little babies that can't kill me with a swing. I don't want to teach high school kids. Tanchiflaos, they're crazy. But little babies, little ones, I love little ones. That or maybe work at HE Butt. I don't know, do something at HE Butt. I love HE Butt. I love that store. Or I don't know, maybe work for a church or a hospital, something like that. Something where you still engage, but on my terms, part-time. I think you just got to keep moving. I do believe that if you retire, that is potential kiss of death. Because unless you're a multi-millionaire that can travel the world every month or go travel somewhere every guy, stay active that way. Well, that's a different story. I'm not going to get there. And I'm going to need my extra nickels and dimes. I can't say pennies anymore. Nickels and dimes in the bank account in order to, God forbid, something happened, something like my dad, and I need somebody to wipe my booty and give me a bath. Well, I like to be able to pay somebody to do that in the near future because full-time care at an institution is just way too expensive. And anyway, I say all this on the financial stuff because there's financial literacy now that's being taught, demanded by the state of Texas. It's new law financial literacy that's being that's part of the curriculum instruction. I don't know how deep they get into it. I wish everything that I mentioned to you as far as retirement, the fact that you might not be as healthy as you wish when you do retire, the fact that maybe if you start saving for the future early enough, you might have enough money to travel every single month, right? That's one way to stay healthy. Maybe the work ethic and the reward of just doing something part-time and work. I wish all those topics that I just mentioned in a 4-minute span would get debated and talked about in school, from 401ks to IRAs to real estate, other ways to amass wealth and keep wealth. I don't know if it's going to get that hearing in high school, but even at the younger set, like in elementary school, they're going to start working on financial literacy with the Woodkeels. We desperately need that. Why? Freddie, you want to guess how much credit card debt we have in this country right now? Cumulative, all Americans. How much do we have in credit card debt nationwide? It's close to a record figure.
I was going to say $1 billion.
$1 billion?
Yeah.
Really, Freddie?
I don't know. Just a guess.
$1 billion, that'd be like one person. Like $1.28 trillion, Beto. At 20% interest.
That's crazy.
20, 24, 28%, 28.99%, 20.99%, $1.28 trillion. And part of the problem is that, folks, because they got snake bit during the Biden administration, we saw 25 and 30% inflation under Biden a couple of years. Just the spike in inflation, lack of materials, demand for materials, the extra cash that was out there, just the crazy inflation that Biden was responsible for, and the continuing inflation that is natural. It is north of natural right now with Donald Trump because of the fiery exchange we have with Iran. It was crazier. It was $100 a barrel plus, and fuel prices are north of where they should be right now, but they're not as crazy as where they could be. I'm very surprised that it's holding like in the north, $86, $87 a barrel right now, and prices are for fuel holding steady, but still north of where it needs to be. But it's inflation is well below what it was under Biden right now. The cattle industry is taking it on the chin. Beef prices are high. They got their own problems to take care of right now. But people are not changing their lifestyle. That's part of the problem. And part of the conversation that our children need to have. Live within your means. Don't you think? Like financial literacy, that should be the thesis. Live within your means. If you have 5 talents, you have 10 talents, you have 1 talent, whatever it is, live within your means. $1, 5, 10. How much can you buy? And stop afterwards. Stop taking lines of credit. We have $1.28 trillion in credit card debt in our nation. And that's because people are not changing their lifestyle. They're still going to eat out as often as they did. They're just swiping the card to try to make ends meet. And that's dangerous. And we do need to change direction, and a new generation hopefully can save us. Because if a new generation can discipline itself to live within their means, hopefully they can translate as they work at the local school district as a trustee, at City Hall, county, state, and desperately they're needed in Washington, D.C. Maybe they can take that mindset with them as well and balance the budget. Time is 9:33. The Sergio Show, News Talk 710 KURV. This hour of the program, a service of Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing. ChamberlainLTD.com. We'll take a look at some news, some headlines next on the Sergio Show on 710 KURV. Are you in the market for a new Toyota or pre-owned Toyota? Look no further than Toyota Afar. They have extensive selection of Toyota cars and Toyota trucks and Toyota SUVs, along with exceptional customer service every step of the way. Number to call, 956-815-2285.
The year keeps on moving forward, and your business can too. Now is a perfect time to advertise and get ahead of the competition. Take advantage of our marketing team that'll help you create a personalized marketing plan and let thousands of people discover your brand through the power of 710 KURV, social media, streaming, and our digital platforms. Don't wait for your competitors to get there first. Reach new customers and get everyone talking about your business. Call us today at 956-992-8895 or visit radiounited.com.
Water's very, very heavy. One of the reasons, you think about it, like on the space shuttle or some of these space missions, they're not taking a whole bunch of water with them because it's super, super heavy. And then you got the price of fuel trying to, punch it into the sky, get it out there. Water's very heavy. Water's heavy on your building. You get a huge downpour, man, you probably would have close to the weight of an Olympic-sized pool on top of your building, depending how big it is. That water needs to be repelled. That water needs to, those gutters need to be open. No ponding, no pooling of this water that will continue to erode your roofing system. I recommend that you call Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing, almost 130 years in the business, cutting-edge roof installation, advanced waterproofing solutions, repair technology. They wish to meet you, and just by shaking hands and sending their expert crews to all of your buildings, making sure that you're waterproof, at least when it comes to your roofing system. Are you waterproof? You need to know this. Because If you find out by having water come down at you, your computers, your expensive equipment, your employees, or even worse, your tenants, oh my goodness. Yeah, you're going to wind up losing Lord knows how much revenue as a result of all those tenants going, bye-bye. I'm going to go with somebody else who does a better job managing their property. Learn through an expert report from Chamberlain if everything's okay with your roofing system. It's free. It's gratis. No expense to you. You got the top company in roofing in this entire region with amazing credentials. Look at all the projects they've done. They just want to meet you and tell you if everything's okay with your roofing system. Because if it is, great. Now you got their number and they got yours, and you guys can keep in touch in the future. Get your roofing systems, all of them, checked free. 956-655-6178.
Identity theft can cost more than you think. Drained investment accounts, stolen tax returns, lost wages, expenses for lawyers. It's a lot. That's why LifeLock is backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, which covers up to $1 million for stolen funds, fees, and experts and lawyers, and out-of-pocket expenses. Don't face the burden of identity theft alone. Protect your future and finances with LifeLock. Join now. Save up to 30% off your first year with promo code BECK at LifeLock.com. 1-800-LifeLock, promo code BECK. LifeLock.com. Terms to apply.
Looking for a flexible part-time opportunity with a fun, fast-paced media company? Radio United is hiring a part-time sales coordinator. If you are organized, enjoy working with people, and have great computer and communication skills, bilingual preferred, we'd love to meet you. Help support our sales team, work with local businesses, and be a part of a company that connects communities every day. Apply now by sending your resume to human resources at radiounited.com. Join our team and help make an impact. Radio United is an equal opportunity employer.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. Social media behemoth Meta on trial in California federal court.
The attorneys general from California, Colorado, Kentucky, and New Jersey are up first in this trial. They're suing under their state's unfair and deceptive practice statutes. So, Meta is accused of designing platforms that are addictive while downplaying the potential impact on young people. The tech company denies any wrongdoing.
Fox Business' Ashley Webster. The Fox News Power Rankings released this morning. Fox's Bill Helmer says a couple of Senate seats could be up for grabs.
Texas went from lean Republican to a toss-up. Michigan, based on the outcome of the vote last week at Al Sayed, went from a lean Democrat to a toss-up as well.
A recent Marquette survey shows young voter support for President Trump is declining. America's listening to Fox News.
Your 710 KURV AccuWeather forecast. Mostly sunny, breezy this afternoon. Highs from 100 to 105 with south-southeast winds at 10 to 20 miles an hour. Breezy at times this evening, otherwise clear and warm with the low only down near 80. Southeast winds still at 8 to 16 miles an hour. Partly sunny, breezy Wednesday. Highs in the upper 90s to 105. Mostly sunny Thursday, becoming windier. Highs from the upper 90s to just over 105. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina on the Valley's official weather station. 710 KURV.
Broadcasting from the Valley's commercial and fleet headquarters studio at PayneAutoGroup.com. You're listening to News Talk 710 KURV. The Sergio Show with Sergio Sanchez. Rapid fire headlines.
We'll start in the refrigerator and in the cupboard as well. Don't expect beef prices to come down anytime soon.
The world's second largest beef producer is closing facilities, citing an historic cattle shortage. Tyson Foods blamed a drought. David Anderson at Texas A&M says there's not a lot of rain in places that produce cattle.
Mother Nature's a big part of this. We've had a series of these droughts over the last number of years.
He says the good news is that it's turning around. Ranchers here in Texas are holding back female cows so they can grow the herd instead of being turned into steaks. But he says it's slow. Michael Board, News Talk 710 KURV.
Now we're going to check the cupboard. Or it might be in the fridge as well. After all, it's a dressing. growing list of some recalls, some of that linked to jalapenos that are contaminated, now includes a popular dressing that is sold at H-E Butt.
Salata is recalling its jalapeno avocado dressing after a supplier flagged possible salmonella contamination in the diced peppers used to make it. The dressing was sold at Texas H-E-B stores from mid-July through early August. And the concerns stretch beyond one bottle. The FDA has recently posted recalls involving jalapenos used in everything from salsa and guacamole to dips and other prepared foods. Anyone with the recalled Salata dressing can return it for a refund.
Texas rules for mail-in ballots getting the go-ahead from the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals. Texas law requires driver's license number or the last 4 digits of your social security number if you're going to vote by mail.
Mail-in voting is the least secure form of voting we have in this country. The court upholding this requirement is tremendously important.
That's John Finley with the Texas Public Policy Foundation, said that Texas and that law that we're talking about should be the model for the rest of the nation. The feds say that they're stopping work on a section of border wall in West Texas. They're stopping for now.
The section of the wall runs through Big Bend National Park along the Texas-Mexico border. Critics in both parties say it's damaging the environment and question if it's really necessary. Customs and Border Protection Commissioner Rodney Scott says the construction is being placed on hold temporarily. Governor Abbott says Scott is visiting the region personally.
The commissioner of the Border Patrol is going to be in Big Bend National Park, listening to what's happening on the ground, gathering information.
Governor Abbott says he just spoke with the Secretary of Homeland Security about the project over the weekend.
Vaccine exemption rate for U.S. kids, kindergartners, that number has gone up.
That's according to new data from the CDC. It says the rate during the 2025-26 school year was 4.2%. That's up from 3.6% the year before. The data also shows the majority of exemptions were for non-medical reasons. Meanwhile, the percentage of kindergartners who received the measles, mumps, rubella vaccine came out to 92.4%. And that's below the 95% rate seen before the pandemic. I'm Tammy Trujillo.
A medical note, heads up, a major study showing that drinking at least one soda or other sugar-sweetened beverage, one a day, more than doubles the risk of stomach cancer. If you want to look up the information, it's research done at Mass General Brigham Cancer Center. They published that report. Researchers in Finland say that drinking coffee could lead to you being leaner, trimmer.
I love coffee. The study from the University of Oulu found people who regularly drink coffee were likely to have a leaner body composition with less body fat and increased muscle mass. While the study did find a link between coffee consumption and less body fat, the research doesn't prove that the beverage directly reduces fat or builds muscle. Researchers also noted that higher coffee intake was linked to lower levels of 3 amino acids associated with insulin resistance and higher risk of diabetes.
A cup.
I'm Michael Kastner.
Black coffee. The beneficial coffee, just black. No sugar, no cream in it. The penny no longer being produced. That's causing some headaches, especially for some state agencies.
State agencies that collect taxes are obligated to take cash, but pretty soon they may not have the pennies needed to give correct change. Ronnie Keister with the Tax Assessors Association says that if they start rounding, then they're obligated to send the taxpayer a letter telling them that there was an overpayment and they're due a refund.
So now for 2 pennies, we have to send a letter that's going to cost us several dollars.
He says it's
Oh, geez, really? Oh, my goodness. All right, let me let him finish his report.
He says it's unconstitutional for local governments to round up or down, so they need guidance from the state.
Of course, it's the government. Oh, my goodness. That's it, Freddie. I'm going home. There's just no common sense.
He says it's unconstitutional for local governments to round up or down, so they need guidance from the state this next session on what to do. Michael Board, News Talk 710 KURV.
So a state agency owes you 2 pennies. They have to send you a letter telling you that they owe you something or send you a check or whatever, right? They have to mail you a letter informing you that they owe you. So there's a price of, the stamp, the price of printing, the price of paper, and the man hours involved, and all that stupidity. Ladies and gentlemen, the government, I'm not going to say federal government. That's just the way government works, period. It's just damn stupid. No common sense. Time is 9:45. The Sergio Show on News Talk 710 KURV. This hour made possible by Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing. Let's go across the pond. Let's go across the Gulf of America to Florida and my buddy Eben Brown. And we're taking a look at Florida primary preview. Hey, you got any DSA idiots out there, those Democrat socialists on the ballot in Florida?
Yeah, we do, actually. We have a couple, and there's one in specific that is really, I want to say that the race anyway is certainly getting a lot of attention. And that has to do, we are redistricted here in Florida this year. So we've got new district boundaries. We have 28 congressional districts here. And this is fully admitted to by Governor Ron DeSantis, whose brainchild this was. And the idea was to advantage Republicans. Republicans run the Florida legislature. Republicans win statewide offices here. They used their constitutional power to set congressional district boundaries. And one of these new districts, which is being numbered as the 25th congressional district, this is really, really interesting. It's basically a beach district running from Miami Beach all the way up to about Boynton Beach, kind of not quite West Palm Beach. That's like, I don't know, 80-something miles of beach.
A nice strip, beach strip,
yeah. It's a very wealthy strip of beach in the planet. In fact, smack in the middle of Miami-Dade County in the beach area there in Sunny Isles, there is a luxury, among many luxury high-rise condos, one that is branded for the Porsche brand of car, right?
Okay.
And the company that built that tower has something, it's called the Deezer family, and they built something called the Deezervator. You can drive your car into the Deezervator. It's a glass elevator for your car. It goes all the way up to your condo in the tower, and you drive a little bit out of the elevator and into a private sky garage, which enters right. You then get out of your car, walk into a door right into your condo, into your high-rise condo apartment.
Wow, that's
That's
opulence right there.
That's the district we're talking about now. District is it's a lot of old money. It's a lot of dual citizenships, people who live here and elsewhere around the planet, and also. I don't want to say predominantly, but heavily, significantly Jewish. And who's running in this district on the Democratic side? One is an incumbent Democrat from one of the older districts, this is a new area for him geographically. His name is Jared Moskowitz. He is a moderate Democrat. In fact, he was Ron DeSantis's first state emergency manager.
Okay.
They actually got along very, very well.
Okay.
And worked well together in those aspects. Now he's been a Democratic Congress member for a while. He votes with his party. He's obviously going to do that, but he has been a moderate force. He's also Jewish and Zionist, which used to not be controversial.
Yeah.
And he is running against a man who, no poor guy struggling in his life, but is a democratic socialist.
Of course.
Anyhow, Moskowitz has refused to even meet with this guy, and probably for good reason. Why give this guy any oxygen? Now, Mr. Larkin, his name is Oliver Larkin, has been making the rounds as much as he can. He's even been on Fox News, where he was on, I believe it was one of our programs, or it may have been over on Fox Business, one of our programs there, but he accused Israel of genocide, and our anchor kind of correct-checked him right there on the spot. But it's just very odd to me that you would go into this very wealthy district full of American Jews and American Israeli Jews, people of dual citizenship and vote here, and you're going to ask for their vote in a Democratic primary. I think that's a bit peculiar. Now, maybe they know something we don't know, But maybe it's a matter of testing the waters in the state. Now, the funny thing about Florida is that, the Southeast Florida beaches that run from Miami to West Palm are much, much different of a state than, let's say, the Florida Panhandle. I mean, you might as well be in two different states. So I don't know if taking the temperature in South Florida is the same as taking the temperature in, say, Pensacola. It's really, really two different universes.
Yeah, you got to corral. It's bizarre, but that's history. I mean, you go all the way back to Karl Marx. Rich, spoiled, entitled, clueless, no common sense. I guess you corral them. You put them on the beach, 80 miles worth of beach, and give them a congressional district. Yeah, that's where the communist ideas of DSA are being promoted. That's just crazy.
It is now listen here. It is a D+9 district. So it's very likely that Mr. Moskowitz, I would suspect, might do well here
I hope.
Today.
No,
I would be, if we're comparing this to, let's say, Michigan and the El Sayed Stevens primary,
or New York for that matter,
or New York, that wasn't as much of a shocker to me. It would be a bit more of a shocker to me in this one specific district. So, but look, stranger things have happened, and I don't use magic 8 balls on primary day. So I can't tell you that we've had 2 million plus votes already through early voting and mail-in balloting and whatnot. So a lot of people have already, that's across the state, by the way, primaries. Primaries. We also have a gubernatorial primary and other statewide offices, including a U.S. senator. So, there you go.
Yeah. As in all elections, it all depends who shows up. Evan, thank you. That's Evan Brown for Fox News in Florida. Up next on the Sergio Show, I got some notes here. Just another sad confirmation on what is the entertainment industry. I was going to say Hollywood, but it's more than Hollywood. It's the music industry as well. There is no moral compass in Hollywood. There is no moral compass in the music industry as well. The cesspool that is the entertainment industry in our nation and the world for that matter, and how it swallowed a young life. That young actress that 30, how old was she, Freddie? 36? Yeah, child actress and singer Hayden Panettiere in the news as she died. More information is coming on, but some of, in her book, how she detailed some of the abuses in the entertainment industry, music industry as well. I'll share some of those notes next on the Sergio Show, 710 KURV.
Hurricane season is here, and the time to prepare is now. News Talk 710 KURV is your home for tropical coverage 2026. We'll bring you the latest information you'll need to help you prepare should a tropical storm or hurricane develop, with trusted resources from AccuWeather and the National Weather Service, plus direct updates from local authorities. Be ready, be prepared. Tropical Coverage 2026 is powered by Lee's Pharmacy, Mike's Plumbing, Electrical, and AC, Vega Roofing, and the Omar Ochoa Law Firm.
Freedom is calling, and the savings are bigger than ever at the Toyota Far Freedom Sales Event. Drive home an all-new Tacoma for just $92 a month, a powerful Tundra for $177 a month, a stylish Camry for only $92 a month, or a versatile RAV4 for just $189 a month. Visit Toyota Far at 1625 West Interstate 2 in Far, shop online at toyotafar.com or call 946-815-2285.
Toyota Far, somos buena gente.
Hi, this is Congresswoman Monica De La Cruz. Are you having difficulty getting answers from federal agencies? My office is here to help. Call us at 956-800-6069 to share your issue, and we will be in touch. Team De La Cruz is here to serve you. God bless. Paid for with official funds from the office of Congresswoman De La Cruz.
It's summer, and Lee's Pharmacy wants to remind you to use sunscreen, protect your skin, and lower your risk of skin cancer. Make Lee's your summer stop this year. Lee's Pharmacy, from medical equipment, medicine compounding, support braces to sunscreen and other skincare products. Fast and easy prescriptions refilled. Just go to leespharmacy.com, click on the refill location tab, and enter the information. Lee's Pharmacy, it's that easy. Make Lee's your pharmacy of choice. Lee's Pharmacy, open early and open late for you.
Go to Lee's, they've got it.
You get a text when you're driving. You think, I'll just give it a glance. A text message takes about 4 seconds to read. 4 seconds, your eyes are not focused on the road. At highway speeds, that's like driving the length of a football field, blindfolded. What if something came out of nowhere? A car crossing the road, a red light at a busy intersection, brake lights ahead. Don't let your phone blind you. When you're driving, put the phone away. Talk, text, crash. A message from TxDOT.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Audio streaming on KURV.com. Powered by South Texas Buick GMC, McAllen Mission.
We've got about 3 minutes left in this hour of the Sergio Show on News Talk 710 KURV. Coming up next hour, can Democrat socialists and freedom, liberty-minded individuals, many of them that are many of them that are in the Republican Party. In other words, can modern-day Democrats and Republicans coexist? Modern day. Remember, modern day. We're talking about MAGA, Make America First, Prioritize America First, versus the Democrat socialists of today that are pretty much wrecking the Democrat Party. Can they coexist? My comments next hour. Here are some of the notes and the reports that we've been hearing on this young lady. I was not going to touch this, but it's very sad to see a young life, 36-year-old young woman, Hayden Panettiere. She was found dead in a hotel room or some residence, unresponsive. They said it doesn't look good and how it ended for her. If I didn't know who this was until Freddie told me, what was the Denzel Washington? He was a coach, like something Titans or something. Remember the Titans? Football movie, right? It was based on real history, right? Yeah. Where the integration of black and white football programs in the South. Denzel was a coach. Well, there was this little kiddo of an assistant coach, a little girl, that she was always there at practice with the football players. That was her. She was a child star. Became a singer many years later. She suffered domestic violence with the guy that she chose. I mean, just physical, awful violence. But as I mentioned going into the break, Hollywood, entertainment industry, music industry, it's a cesspool. The individuals, the luminaries, the starlets who tell you how to vote, who tell you how to live, who tell you, to hate Trump and to vote for these idiots over here that are advocating modern day socialists and communists and ridiculous ideas. Hollywood and the music industry. Ms. Panettiere spoke about being groomed from infancy in her book, by the way, Never to Say No. And in her memoir, she revealed that at age 18, a trusted individual led her into a room in a yacht in the middle of an ocean out there somewhere, placed her in bed with a naked, famous singer-songwriter who expected sexual acts. She had to go hide somewhere before, the boat finally went back to shore. But just an example of, domestic abuse and sexual grooming and sexual abuse that is just commonplace in the entertainment industry, in the Hollywood industry. This hour of the Sergio Show on News Talk 710 KURV is a service of Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing. Don't forget to catch Astros baseball tonight. 6:40 broadcast. They're hosting the Incho, your station for Astros baseball, 710 KURV. This is KURV Edinburgh. It's 10 o'clock.
History's unfolding, and you're listening to it on News Talk 710 KURV, Edinburgh, McAllen, Harlingen, Brownsville.
It's a mega case against Meta. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. 29 states are taking the company that owns Facebook and Instagram to court.
We go to where the threats are, and social media is the threat to our kids. It's the opioid fight.
of our generation.
Kentucky Attorney General Russell Coleman is one of 4 AGs leading the case, accusing Meta of making social media addictive, harming kids' mental health, seeking damages that could top $1 trillion. But he also tells Fox.
But what is more significant is what we're trying to do in making the platform safe.
Opening statements are later today in Oakland, California.
The tech company denies any wrongdoing, also arguing that social media addiction is not an officially recognized psychiatric diagnosis.
That's Fox Business Network's Ashley Webster. Another ship attacked today in the Strait of Hormuz. A projectile hit the engine room, injuring a crew member, as Iran keeps insisting the waterway is closed. President Trump says it's open and the U.S. controls it, and he's threatening Oman, an American ally, if their talks with Iran interfere in the strait. And that prompted this.
Democratic Senator Tim Kaine says he will introduce a war powers resolution in response to President Trump's threat to bomb Oman. In a statement, Kaine said the U.S., quote, has a strong diplomatic relationship and a free trade agreement with the country, and that he'll push the measure when the Senate returns to session next month.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers. It is primary day in 3 states, Wyoming and Florida, where Democratic Socialist candidates are trying to defeat 2 more incumbent House Democrats. In Alaska, 15 candidates are challenging Republican Senator Dan Sullivan. President Trump is calling one of them an imposter, warning voters to beware of another Dan Sullivan, accusing Democrats of trying to trick voters, which they deny.
Dan J. Sullivan says he's a pragmatic Republican and denies his campaign is a sham. The DOJ is reportedly investigating whether there's fraud or conspiracy involved.
That's Fox's Matt Finn. Alaska is one of 6 states with Senate races considered toss-ups. America's listening to Fox News.
In a recent survey of 123,000 wireless customers, Pure Talk was the only wireless company to receive 5 stars in every category: coverage, support, value, and data. What else do you need to know? Switch to Pure Talk today and get any plan, including their top shelf unlimited data plan, for just $15 a month for your first 3 months. No contract, no commitment. Dial pound 250, say micro, and let Pure Talk's U.S. customer service team help you make the switch.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids Max Strength. Its dual active formula has 1,500 milligrams of calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolaids spells powerful relief. 1,500 milligrams is our highest amount of antacid per tablet. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
We mentioned Alaska, one of 6 states with Senate races considered toss-ups in the battle between Republicans and Democrats for who controls Congress next year. Now, that's in new Fox News power rankings out this morning. The other states, Iowa, Michigan, Maine, Ohio, and Texas, where there's a new attempt to stop schools from displaying something some find offensive.
The ACLU is now asking the U.S. Supreme Court to review the matter of a Texas state law directing public schools to hang posters of the 10 Commandments in each classroom. Appeals courts earlier this year upheld the law in Texas and a similar one in Louisiana. The ACLU argues displaying the scriptural text in public school violates the First Amendment. Supporters of that law argue the 10 Commandments are a historical document and foundational to Western civilization. The law mandates a specific version of the text based on a King James Version translation from the book of Exodus, but using modern American English. Eben Brown, Fox News.
Now to legal and medical drama in Texas involving a baby born to a surrogate mother. After she had refused to get the abortion the parents asked her to.
The attorney for the boy's biological parents says Rumi is recuperating in the care of his parents and medical team. The baby diagnosed in utero with hypoplastic left heart syndrome, a rare life-threatening condition, which usually requires multiple surgeries in the first few years of life and which may have lifelong complications, according to the CDC. The surrogate, who lives in Alaska and claims she was asked to terminate the pregnancy, flew to Texas, which bans abortion, to give birth. The California-based biological parents have denied in court filings they intended to refuse surgery to the child. A temporary restraining order bans the surrogate, who's seeking custody of the child, from seeing or holding the baby. Lillian Wu, Fox News.
On Wall Street, the Dow's down 35 points, the Nasdaq's dropping 350. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
The new All-Pro battery by Steel. Tackle any task with 60% more peak power. Exclusively available only at your local Steel dealer. 60% peak power comparison between AP300PC and AP300S.
Your 710 KURV AccuWeather forecast. Mostly sunny, breezy this afternoon. Highs from 100 to 105 with south-southeast winds at 10 to 20 miles an hour. Breezy at times this evening, otherwise clear and warm with the low only down near 80. Southeast winds still at 8 to 16 miles an hour. Partly sunny, breezy Wednesday. Highs in the upper 90s to 105. Mostly sunny Thursday, becoming windier. Highs from the upper 90s to just over 105. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Catarina on the Valley's official weather station, 710 KURV.
This segment brought to you by City of McAllen. Refresh 50/50.
Back to Drive has officially arrived at South Texas Buick GMC. Drive home in a new GMC Sierra for just $330 a month, or enjoy a stylish Buick Encore GX starting at only $190 a month. Plus, take thousands of dollars off on selected GMC and Buick models. Visit SouthTexasGMC.com or call 661-5000. Celebrating over 20 years with you. Sherry Road exit between McAllen and Mission. South Texas Buick GMC. Not the biggest, just the best.
The Wednesday Sergio Show, broadcasting from the Museum of South Texas History on the Square in downtown Edinburgh to celebrate Season 2 of Division I football at UT-RGV. We'll get a chance to hear from UT-RGV President Dr. Guy Bailey, reviewing 10 years of explosive expansion and success in new academic and sports programs and top-tier research. This KURV Ambassador broadcast made possible by the Museum of South Texas History, Iron Sharpens Iron Ministries, and UT-RGV.
Broadcasting from the Valley's commercial and fleet headquarters studio at PayneAutoGroup.com. You're listening to News Talk 710 KURV. From the Radio United Broadcast Center, this is the Sergio Show. Talking about the news headlines and topics that affect you. And now, the Sergio Show with Sergio Sanchez.
Happy Tuesday, and maybe she's listening now. Happy birthday to my sweetie. Oh, Delia, my wife, it's her birthday today. It is August 18th, 2026. It's one of those dates. You know, Freddie, it's like one of those dates that you see on the calendar or you see on the electronic board. Like, you know, for me, it'd be dates like my babies, their birthday. Oh, look at that. It's June 12th, June 13th. They were born, both would have been born on June 12th, June 12th. But Delia got really hungry, ate a slice of pizza, and had to wait 24 hours for a C-section following day. 8/18, solid date is my babe's birthday. My dad's birthday, the day that he passed away as well. Yeah, right. So it's those dates that you see on the calendar. It just sticks out. Personally speaking, kind of like for all of us, I guess we look at the calendar and say, look, it's 9/11. Those dates that just burned into our consciousness. This is hour 2 of the Sergio Show, and Freddie has us also on. Are you okay, Freddie? X, YouTube, or no? No se pudo? Sí se pudo? Okay. X, YouTube, and Facebook Live. Top producer in all news, radio, talk, radio in Texas. That's Freddie, man. I don't know what he's doing, but he's putting out all sorts of fires and keeping us on the radio and on social media as well. Today's People Poll question, and it's based on what I saw a post yesterday on a young, courageous patriot, a young man who loves liberty, and I love him. I like seeing him at work. I call him El Tío, lovingly, El Tío. He's out there. He's in everything, trying to fix things like an uncle, El Tío. He's a young man, one of the young Republicans in the area. He posted a picture with a supporter, a modern-day Democrat, and I would judge that's what he is because he's wearing the T-shirt promoting the candidacy of a state house rep on the Democrat side, Julio Salinas, right? He's wearing a T-shirt. Julio Salinas, in my mind, and Julio, you're welcome to come to the studio to explain your point of view, son. He's a communist. Modern day, he's a community organizer. That's has he started a business? Well, maybe he did. Hasn't said anything. Does he believe in a business? I would guess that he would believe more in the government's so-called right to seize property than a business or an individual's or an entrepreneur's right to keep the wealth that he or she has generated or the business has generated. When you see that Julio Salinas, the state House representative candidate on the Democrat side, modern day Democrat, as I refer to them, is endorsed by Bernie Sanders, Mr. Communism himself. Hasn't produced anything, no company, no wealth generation, no wealth creation that Bernie Sanders hasn't seen a communist or a billionaire that he doesn't want to tax and take everything from. Bernie Sanders, who believes that there's too many, Bernie Sanders, there's too many deodorant brands or too many shampoo brands, right? Too many different, he said that some time back. Why do we need so many? Oh, why do we need so many? That's capitalism, that's competition. And they're making money, they're employing people left and right. So when you receive the endorsement, because I did not see Julio Salinas rebuff that endorsement. Say, no, I don't want, no, thank you. No, thank you. Bernie, no, I really don't need your, no, he's a community organizer. Idealistic. And that's the way it should be. You're young, you're idealistic. You believe in community and community and government. But at some point you grow up and you got to get a real job. And either you're a shift worker and you're being taxed up to your eyeballs, the hard work that you produce, or you're a business owner creating those jobs and you got government encroaching on you, trying to take your property away. Julio Salinas is a modern day communist. Julio, you're welcome in the studio. Come and explain, son, what you believe in. If anybody gets this information over to you. You receive the endorsement of Bernie Sanders. That is very suspicious. That's just wrong, man. You need to reject something like that. But it's not surprising because the modern day Democrats, the Democrat Socialists of America, the DSAs, as they're referred to, they're out there unashamed. They're waving their communist flags, their communist ideas, seize property, tax the rich, eat the rich, 180 degrees polar opposite from ideas of capitalism, liberty, business, profit, wealth generation. The young man who's a Republican, who's a conservative, I call El Tío, he posted a picture of he and a Julio Salinas supporter getting along. Well, it's only natural that both of y'all are human beings. But had a disarming moment when he realized, hey, those people on the other side, they're nice people. Yes, they are nice people. Absolutely. We're all humans. Many of us do have children. What did Kenny say? We love the same, we die the same. They're nice people. But that doesn't mean that modern day Democrats, and again, let me emphasize like I always do, because I know I got a Democrats on, and I love all of y'all. I know you guys are in business. You're old school Democrats. I'm talking about modern day Democrats. The ones that Bill Maher is slapping, because we have principles, we have values, we have foundational principles, we have ideas and truths that we grew up with, whether it's liberal Bill Maher or yours truly. We remember, grew up in, and defend an America that we wish for it to survive for our progeny. Can modern day Democrats, which are the socialists, unashamed social, the modern day communists, and mega Republicans, can they coexist? That's the people poll today. Can modern day Democrats, the DSA types, and MAGA Republicans, can they coexist? If you wish to record comment, we have a WhatsApp connection, 956-862-2482. Producer Freddie and Zach Michael out there somewhere editing all that video, audio, putting it on LinkedIn and everything else. They'll have a chance to put it on KURV.com in the socials. Can modern day Democrats, the DSA types, the communists, these lunatics, can modern day Democrats and MAGA Republicans coexist? The WhatsApp connection, 956-862-2482, 862-2482. Give me 60 seconds, Freddie. Thank you. Thank you for pushing me out, because I got a guest coming up here in just a minute. The modern day Democrats, the DSA types, the candidacy of these people that are going to Congress, they have produced nothing. They have created no business, no wealth generation. They're failures at their jobs and policy positions and government positions. Their parents are rich and well-to-do. They went to great schools, got great education, but nothing that will pay the bills, called real life. You got some people up in New York that are going to Congress now. They will be your next. They will be part of the growing squad of leftists and communists today. The mixed mash of Islamic radicals and crazies, anti-Semites, and radical communists. They're more on the way to Congress. It's done because those are Democrat districts, and these losers are headed to Congress. They want to change everything. Abolish the Senate, for example. And they've been out there in plenty of interviews professing this. The presidency and the Supreme Court, they want to change things as currently structured. Replace them with an executive, a judiciary directly chosen by and is a subordinate to Congress. In other words, mob rule. Democracy is mob rule. I don't have to explain this to this super intelligent audience. We are a representative republic, not a democracy. The party system that we have, replace it with a multi-party democracy, proportional representation, like a parliament type of setup, and restricting judicial review, reducing barriers between governmental institutions, and that way they can affect in a stronger fashion with an iron fist effect and put into practice legislative changes. In other words, more power to the central state. That's what the DSA group is. Can they coexist with MAGA Republicans? WhatsApp line, 956-862-2482, 862-2482. And if you happen to catch this conversation on the social media, the live Facebook, Twitter, YouTube thing, I guess you can put a comment there as well. This hour of the Sergio Show on 710 KURV made possible by South Texas Buick GMC and Lone Star National Bank.
Coming up after the Sergio Show, stay tuned for the Dana Les Show starting at 11, followed by the Brian Kilmeade Show at 2 on News Talk 710 KURV and on the Radio Potomac app.
In the Rio Grande Valley, 18-wheeler traffic is heavier than anywhere else in Texas. So if you're involved in an accident, know that big insurance companies will not play fair because they only care about profits, not your health, not the costs you have incurred, and certainly not your pain and suffering. So if you're involved in an 18-wheeler accident, we will stop insurance companies from taking advantage of you. 1-800-CAR-CATCH. The Jay Gonzalez Law Firm, a force for justice.
The 710 KURV People Poll made possible by Total Imaging Solutions. Their customers have 99.3% of problems fixed within 4 hours.
Calling all truck drivers, fleet owners, logistics professionals, and future CDL drivers. Don't miss the 3rd Annual FAR International Bridge Truck Expo on Friday, August 28th at the Bert Ogden Arena in Edinburgh from 11 a.m. till 5 p.m. Explore the latest trucks and equipment. Connect with industry experts. Discover job opportunities. Attend trade sessions. Enter raffles and learn about CDL enrollment. Drive your future forward at the 3rd Annual FAR International Bridge Truck Expo. Presented by the FAR International Bridge.
Every year, summer ends and the kids go back to school. This year, I'm going back too at My Computer Career. They helped me get financial aid, and I got to choose online or on-campus classes that fit my needs. Now I'm on a fast track to a high-demand IT career where the rewards can finally match my value. Visit mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. That's mycomputercareer.edu. It's never too late to go back to school.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at Pfizerforall.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
That sound? A melon field at dawn. It's where Monica de la Cruz's abuelo worked to feed his family. That's a steam press in the back of a dry cleaner's. That's where Monica pressed shirts, working her way through college, and eventually a small business of her own. But today, the American dream costs more. Monica's fighting back. Our voice in Congress, Monica de la Cruz voted to end the tax on tips, passed no tax on overtime, and made sure seniors keep more of their Social Security. For a South Texas family, that's up to $11,000 a year back in your pocket. More dinners out, more celebrations, more moments together. Monica de la Cruz, fighting in Congress for our American dream.
I'm Monica de la Cruz, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Monica for Congress.
Thank you, Brownsville, and thank you, Rio Grande Valley, for listening today to News Talk 710 KURV, the Valley's official home for Fox News Radio.
Time is 10:21. The Sergio Show on News Talk 710 KURV on your station for Astros baseball. So we got the Astros tonight, 640 broadcast against the Angels. Next 3 games, 640 broadcast on KURV. We invite you to comment on the people poll question for today. It's pretty straightforward based on the craziness of politics these days. Can modern day Democrats, okay, what is that? Well, the DSA types, the Democrat Socialist of America. There's the traditional Democrats, right? I know we got a lot in our family tuning in right now that are that. But the DSA crazies, my goodness, they're scary. They're militant. Can modern day Democrats, the DSA types, and the MAGA Republicans, which is the modern expression of the Republican Party, can they coexist? Yes or no? And why? WhatsApp 956-862-2482. And if you're joining us on YouTube and Facebook and X Live in the studio, Lauren, have you been in the studio here at KURV before?
I have not been in this. Right? No, never. The first time.
I've spoken plenty with your dad, Philip Corzine, pastor at CFC, as I love and refer to as a Connecticut Fried Chicken or Colorado Fried Chicken. That's the way I remember. CFC Church. Yeah. Lauren Corzine, musician.
Yes.
Lauren
musician.
Corzine. Yes, so I got a text message from you the other day. I was surprised that you were. I'm guessing you're participating in this fundraiser.
Yes, I just joined the Rainbow RGV Community Partners Board.
Okay.
So I have a passion for helping foster children and kinship families in my spare time, and it's turned into helping as many organizations as I possibly can. I'm just advocating for children and families in our community.
Lord bless you. We need to multiply that exponentially. Connie Vega is in the studio.
Yes.
Well, welcome, Connie. Come up to the microphone, my friend. That
hello,
we can hear
sorry.
you. Region 11 Rainbow Room Coordinator. Rainbow Room, what is that, Connie?
So the Rainbow Room is the emergency resource room within the DFPS system that provides emergency resources for children in various stages of DFPS care. So from investigations till they age out of the system, we are able to provide them with emergency resources, all based off of community donations that we receive.
DFPS, Department of Family Protective Services.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So how long has it been up and running? Maybe give it a bit more, flesh out a bit more examples of the services provided.
So here in the Valley, it's been since 1999. I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, Laura Bush started the initiative back in 1998 up in the northern part of the Texas area. I want to say
probably Dallas,
Fort Bend, something like that was
where they're from,
where it started.
Okay.
And then it trickled down to all over the state. So in Region 11, we have about 17 Rainbow Rooms and 4 in Hidalgo County, which is the most that we have in the region.
On any given day, how is it used? How do authorities need to use it? What type of services are provided?
If a child is removed in the middle of the night with only the clothes that they have on their back, caseworkers are able to go in there and provide them with a new set of clothes, something to get them through until funds kick in from the state to get them on the right path to recovery from a traumatic experience.
Would you describe it as a temporary housing place, like for overnight before you?
We don't house the children in-house. We just simply provide them with the resources to get them started on the new life. If they need diapers, they need wipes, it's there. Formula, it's there. If they need clothes, hygiene products, jeans, shoes, whatever it is that the child may need, we provide them with those items to get them started in their new life, the new chapter. We give them that hope to overcome.
Such a stressful experience for these huerquillos. I call them, they're foster kids or kids that become foster kids immediately because, I don't know, domestic violence situations, something bad happened with the adults in their lives, and the authorities need to take them and then provide that bridge to the next person, hopefully a family member that will take care of it. If not, it's going to be a foster family like that. Connie Vega is the local Rainbow Room coordinator. Region 11, how big is that, the region that you work in? Is that a lot?
It's 19 counties.
Oof.
It's 19 counties.
That's a lot of driving on Connie's part.
It is. I oversee from Brownsville all the way to Laredo up to B County. So we have 17 rainbow rooms. And again, Hidalgo County is the one that has the most rainbow rooms in it. And our Rainbow RGV and Community Partners Board oversees them all.
Please tell me you're seeing less and less work at the rainbow rooms. That'd be nice.
That would be nice, but unfortunately, no.
Why? Is it because the population is growing so fast? We got more implants, people coming to Texas, or what? What's going on?
I really couldn't tell you why it's increasing, but I can say that if the community isn't aware of the issue, it becomes something that gets swept under the rug a lot easier. So the more attention we bring to the concerns for our children, then the easier it would be to spot something and help a kid out.
I don't think I could do what you do.
No.
I don't think I could do. Why do you do this? Why do you stay? It's got to be so much stress. I mean, I'm sorry to ask you to be an open book here, but I mean, I can't stand. A lot of people can't stand. I mean, what happens to children by stupid adults? I mean, seriously.
Excuse me. I get really emotional when I think about it. So I used to work in an area where I would see the outcome of child abuse in an emergency room where kids come in.
Oh, say no more. Okay. Low testosterone. I'm going to lose it here. Connie Vega.
Preventing it and trying to help the kids is
Lord
what
bless
drove
you and
me.
your how many people do you have in your team helping you out in this region?
Me, myself, and I.
That's it.
Yes. It's with the benefit of having an active board that helps me come out into the community to speak about the children that we serve is very beneficial, but we don't have that in many of the areas of the region. So
Lauren Corzine,
Yes,
you're
sir.
now a part of the board. There's
I
a
am.
fundraiser coming up here
There
pretty
is.
soon. So tell me about that and how that's going to help the overall effort to make sure that
we're really
address
excited.
that need.
So this event is called La Suerte de los Niños. It's a Loteria event at our church, Christian Fellowship Church, where my dad's the pastor. It's happening Friday, October 9th from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. We are not selling tickets. So all proceeds will benefit the DFPS Rainbow Rooms of Hidalgo County. 3 cards for $20, extra cards for $10. Again, you can buy that day, that hour, blowing away. But
sorry about the
yes. So no pre-sale tickets, just come at the door that day, 5 to 7 p.m. Friday, October 9th, CFC McAllen. Play some Loteria, raise money for some great kids, some great families right here in Hidalgo County.
You know, one of the Loteria characters is based on producer Freddie.
No, wait, which one? Which one?
El Diablo.
Then you should come.
So this is the fun, right? To buy, like you said, the materials for that.
Right,
to
and that's
bridge.
what our board will do.
Okay.
So once we get these funds, we go buy anything the kids need. We recently bought groceries for kids, or if they need a bed, or if they need clothes. And we get calls like that all the time. That's
Okay.
where our board will step in.
So it's show up, get your Loteria bingo card, bring your little beans with you, whatever it is you're going to put.
We are going to have
provide
it.
We'll have it
everything.
all provided.
You have any other fundraiser, like an auction, anything else taking place at the event as well? I know it's like a couple of months away. It's October 9th. My birthday, Freddie. We're going, right? We're going to put Loteria on that day? Right. You're going to take me out on that day, right, Freddie? Right.
Night out on the
Birthday.
town.
Yeah. Do you need people to donate stuff for?
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes, absolutely.
Like what? Are you for the auction? For
Before-
an auction or what?
No, for prizes for the Loteria.
Okay.
And then just, I mean, if anyone wants
that
to,
makes sense.
if anyone wants to sponsor the event, they're welcome to call me or Connie and get in touch with me specifically for a sponsorship or any kind of donation you want to make. If a business wants to donate, a prize that we can give out for Loteria, that'd be great. Any sponsorship. Yeah. So we're taking it.
Are you amassing like $50 cards, Visa cards, or gift cards,
Yes,
or food
we
cards?
take gift cards.
Right, things like that. Any other suggestions on gifts, the prizes that you want to give?
I think gift cards is the best. Would you say, Connie?
Gift cards is great, but it could be anything from a brand new blender, anything that you feel is a
good
prize
prize
worthy for somebody.
Maybe a gift card from your small business, like a charcuterie board, something that we can give away as a prize. Yep.
All right. So just show up.
Yeah, just show up.
Put it on the calendar. Please come back and let's talk about this again.
We'll keep talking. We'll
keep
talk
us posted
more in
on
depth.
the prizes that you're getting, and
Yes.
and maybe people make a donation, just
We would
outright
love
make a donation.
Yes.
As well. Anything else before I let you go?
That's it.
That's it. Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having
You
us.
have a website that's dedicated for this
We do not.
fundraiser.
There's an event on Facebook on
There we
the
go.
McAllen Rainbow Room page.
Okay.
The event was created, and I believe all sponsorships and
posted
just any
there.
information that's updated will be posted on
All
there.
right. We need to get you back. Maybe do like a little public service announcement. We can. We still got time. We got like 2 months away.
Yeah, we got lots of time.
We're about 2 months away from we could be running a little announcement for you from time to time. And come and see us.
I will.
Give it a few days. Come back and see us again and put
Let's
that on
do
the
it.
calendar. All right. Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you,
thank you for doing
Sergio.
this. That's Lauren Corzine and Connie Vega. And this is the Sergio Show on News Talk 710 KURV. This hour made possible by South Texas Buick GMC and Lone Star National Bank.
When's the last time you checked your roof's condition? Is it hurricane ready? It's predicted to be a busy storm season with strong winds. Did you know that heavy rains can cause your drains to clog? Clogged drains on flat commercial roofs can cause serious damage to your buildings. Being prepared will give you peace of mind. Call Vega Roofing Company so we can inspect your roof or replace it with our 20-year warranted Duralast roofing systems. Call 686-4921. Vega Roofing Company since 1965. A name in roofing you can trust. That's 686-4921.
Here you go, Dad.
At LSNB, we build strong foundations on values that matter.
And business practices you can rely on.
Investing in education.
Volunteering in the communities we serve.
And fueling our region's economy.
For over 40 years.
Our mission has been supporting area businesses.
We are LSNB.
Donating more money to more causes than all other area banks combined.
Here, in a place we call home. We are LSNB.
The Valley's Bank.
This is House Call for Health. As some parts of the country are back to school and others gear up to head back soon, the transition back into the classroom can be stressful for children. They can get nervous about new routines and social interactions. Johns Hopkins Medicine offers a few tips to help kids ease back into school anxiety. First up, prepare for the change in routine. Ideally, a week or two before school starts, prepare with bedtimes and wake-up times and getting the next day's clothes out. Next, bring their friends around. Host a play date or two with familiar peers before school begins. It can help improve kids' academic and emotional adjustment. Third, visit the school before the year begins. Rehearse drop-off or play on the playground. You can also reward independent behavior and talking about feelings. Johns Hopkins also suggests considering a consultation with a health professional if anxiety symptoms last longer than the first few weeks of school. For more health news, go to foxnewshealth.com. House Call for Health. I'm Lisa Brady. Fox News.
With the Discover Cashback Card, earn 5% cash back at different categories each quarter on up to $1,500 in purchases. It pays to Discover. Terms apply. See discover.com/5 for details.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. Primary day in Alaska, Florida, and Wyoming. With another reason to vote your beliefs no matter what the polls say, Fox's William Lajeunesse reports an L.A. mayor's race poll was bogus.
So it was a poll last week that showed L.A. Mayor Karen Bass leading Councilwoman Rahman by double digits. So after this has been reported dozens of times, the LA Times calls the polling company and it admits the whole thing is a hoax.
Bogus pollster Median Strategies says it was created as a short-term social experiment. It also claimed that Democrat socialist Francesca Hong was 20 points ahead for Wisconsin governor, but she lost by 1. President Trump posting a map of the Strait of Hormuz with a star-spangled caption, "New U.S. territory." Also posting there are no talks with Iran. The naval blockade is in full force. All mines removed. The strait is open. America's listening to Fox News.
Your 710 KURV AccuWeather forecast. Mostly sunny, breezy this afternoon. Highs from 100 to 105 with south-southeast winds at 10 to 20 miles an hour. Breezy at times this evening, otherwise clear and warm with the low only down near 80. Southeast winds still at 8 to 16 miles an hour. Partly sunny, breezy Wednesday. Highs in the upper 90s to 105. Mostly sunny Thursday, becoming windier. Highs from the upper 90s to just over 105. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina on the Valley's official weather station, 710 KURV.
Broadcasting from the Valley's commercial and fleet headquarters studio at PayneAutoGroup.com. You're listening to News Talk 710 KURV. The Sergio Show with Sergio Sanchez. Rapid fire headlines.
It's a heartbreaking case that now has Texas involved, and the legal ramifications and the respect for life and the price of a human being, so many issues that pop up with this story. A Texas judge is being asked to decide who is going to make the medical decisions for a baby born in Texas, and that little baby has a serious heart condition. So who gets to make a decision on the medical treatment for this little one? The birth mom, who was a surrogate, or the ones who donated, the liquids and the egg, the sperm, the biological parents. This case illustrating the very complex world of the surrogacy industry.
Under the contract McKenna West signed, the California couple paying her would have the option to terminate the pregnancy if medical complications arose. But when the fetus was diagnosed with a serious heart condition, West flew to anti-abortion Texas. And
that's where I told you, Freddie. Anti-abortion Texas. No, Jim, it's pro-life Texas.
West flew to anti-abortion Texas and gave birth. So it's a fight between McKenna West and the baby's biological parents.
And of course, you now have the states getting involved as well.
ABC News legal contributor James Sample.
This is a jurisdictional morass with a child in the middle of it.
A Dallas court will take arguments next week.
Oh my God, it's Jim Ryan with that report. Pending home sales fell more than expected during the month of July.
The National Association of Realtors says the number of homes under contract for sale dropped to its lowest level since January of 2026. The group's chief economist says the highest mortgage rates of the year hit in the middle of summer, putting a damper on contract signings. He also noted home prices are at record highs, so houses are sitting on the market longer. Pending home sales decreased 2.3% in July and 2.2% on a yearly basis. I'm Monica Nelson.
Let's see this business report. Well, this one is conveyed to you. Speaking of ABC, I heard Jim Ryan. So Disney is suing the Federal Communications Commission, accusing the Trump White House of waging a retaliatory campaign against ABC.
The broadcast network's lawsuit is looking to stop the FCC from moving forward with early broadcast renewal proceedings for several ABC stations. These proceedings started a little after President Trump criticized the network over a joke late-night host Jimmy Kimmel told about First Lady Melania Trump. The lawsuit specifically mentions a social media post from the president complaining about Kimmel and asking if the broadcast licenses should be terminated. The FCC says it has concerns over Disney's diversity, equity, and inclusion practices as a reason for the early renewal process. I'm Scott Pringle.
Little League World Series is one day away.
The 20 competing teams will be welcomed to Williamsport, Pennsylvania tonight with the 20th annual Grand Slam Parade. Tens of thousands are expected to line the parade route. Once the festivities are over, it'll be time to play ball tomorrow. The 12-day tournament wraps up with the championship game August 30th. I'm Monica Nelson.
And that would be, if I remember correctly, Boerne, Texas, up in central Texas, right? The San Antonio area. The Huaquillos from Boerne, the boys from Boerne, are playing in that World Series again. Federal government saying they're going to stop work on a section of border wall in West Texas' Big Bend area. They're going to stop for now.
The section of the wall runs through Big Bend National Park along the Texas-Mexico border. Critics in both parties say it's damaging the environment and question if it's really necessary. Customs and Border Protection Commissioner Rodney Scott says the construction is being placed on hold temporarily. Governor Abbott says Scott is visiting the region personally.
The commissioner of the Border Patrol is going to be
be in Big Bend National Park, listening to what's happening on the ground, gathering information.
Governor Abbott says he just spoke with the Secretary of Homeland Security about the project over the weekend.
City of Ed Couch going to be celebrating 100 years. City of Ed Couch was named for Edward Couch, who auctioned land in the area. Back around this time, back in 1926, the city is going to be holding several celebrations, including, they say, there's going to be some sort of centennial market as well. Happy birthday to El Couch, as my abuelita would say, El Couch, Ed Couch. A new report from AAA looking at why lead-footed drivers feel the need to speed.
1/3 of drivers believe no one actually goes the speed limit these days, and the AAA Foundation for Traffic Safety finds many drivers think going 10 over the limit isn't really speeding. Drivers said they speed to avoid slow cars and to get to their destinations faster, slowing down only to avoid a ticket or crash. To slow down, drivers said police and in-car warnings are good, but said while speed bumps are effective, they don't want them in their neighborhood. I'm Rory O'Neill.
Sorry, Freddie. Freddie's. See, we're doing the Facebook Live, the YouTube Live thing. I had to blow my nose, Freddie. If something was someone was there. And of course, there you are. I'm blowing my nose on social media. Can you edit that out, Freddie? Okay, yeah. All right. The value of NFL franchises continues to skyrocket.
Sportico reports the average team is worth $9.34 billion, an increase of more than 31% over last year. It's the largest one-year increase in at least a decade. The Dallas Cowboys lead the way at $15.5 billion, followed by the Los Angeles Rams, New York Giants, New England Patriots, and New York Jets. The Cincinnati Bengals check in with the lowest value at $7.4 billion, but that's still more than all but 6 teams in the world outside of the NFL. I'm at Mattinson.
There you go. And a major study showing that drinking at least one soda or other sugar-sweetened beverage. I need to answer a dear friend, Hilda. Oye, tia, Hilda. It's a sweetened beverage, like sugar-sweetened beverage. She says, "Hey, does that include like Diet Coke?" No, no. It's sugar-sweetened beverage. So, drinking at least one soda or other sugar-sweetened beverages. You know, how many fruit juices are there out there, right? One a day more than doubles the risk of stomach cancer. Full study is at Mass General Brigham Cancer Center. The Sergio Show on 710 KURV. That 60-day ceasefire, Iran versus U.S., U.S. versus Iran, is over. Any more missiles flying today? Jonathan Savage, Fox News, covering all this in London. So what do you see? What do you hear today, John?
Yeah, I mean, in truth, the ceasefire was over some time ago, but the 60-day clock expiring is very symbolic of the failure of diplomacy to solve this issue between the United States and Iran. Now, there's no reports of all-out fighting resuming today. There are reports of a ship being hit once again in the Strait of Hormuz. But it was on July 7th that President Trump formally notified Congress that hostilities had resumed. And I think at that point it seemed very unlikely that talks would result in what they were meant to result in, a permanent settlement with restrictions on Iran's nuclear program, in addition to stopping the fighting and reopening the Strait of Hormuz. So things look quite gloomy in terms of prospects for peace right now.
Mm-hmm. I can recap what is taking place as far as conversations. I noticed like Jared Kushner out there on the front lines, like what's taking place? Who's talking to whom right now?
Yeah, Jared Kushner was talking to Hamas and Israel about the situation in Gaza, so a separate issue. He, of course, was deeply involved in negotiations with Iran back when they were happening. There is still the possibility of returning to diplomacy. Pakistan and Qatar, they're pushing for renewed negotiations. Turkey has offered to help as well. Even some European countries are getting involved. Austria and Greece have been talking directly to Iranian officials, trying to find a way forward. And importantly, President Trump told Fox News yesterday that he has got a back channel with the Iranian Revolutionary Guard. He says he's in no hurry to end this conflict, but it shows you that diplomacy has not disappeared.
The claim by the White House is that the U.S. Navy has shut down traffic toward in and out of of Iranian ports. Those are the reports that are confirmed, right? That there's no commerce that is arriving or leaving Iranian seaports, right?
That's right. The United States temporarily lifted the blockade when it looked like the memorandum of understanding might lead to a deal. But when Iran was firing on ships in the Strait of Hormuz, the blockade went back in force. So the United States military is stopping ships who are attempting to leave or attempting to reach Iranian ports. We're told that dozens and dozens of ships have been turned around. Some have even been fired upon and boarded.
You know, when I heard on Fox real early this morning, as we were doing show prep, did the president threaten, was it Oman?
Yes, this is an interesting one. Oman is an ally of the United States. Oman has been holding negotiations with Iran to try to figure out how ships could navigate through Hormuz. Oman controls the southern coastline and Iran the northern coastline. They have a proposed arrangement, but it's one in which Iran gets recognition that it has a role in managing traffic. That's not something the United States wants. They don't want the opportunity for Iran to charge tolls or fees. President Trump says that if Oman gets in the way, we will bomb the S out of them.
Oh wow. Oh, what was the response by the Sultan or whoever runs Oman?
Not quite the same language, put it that way.
Yeah.
Oman is conducting these negotiations because they want to get the Strait of Hormuz reopened, but I don't think President Trump likes the idea of things happening without the United States directly involved. We haven't really had a direct response from Oman to this, but they are continuing to talk to the Iranians.
All right. Thank you, John. Jonathan Savage for Fox News in London.
South Texas heat isn't just uncomfortable, it can be dangerous. When temperatures climb to 100 degrees or higher, we'll bring you the News Talk 710 KURV Heat Alert. It's your signal to take action. Drink plenty of water. Stay